Hey guys, EST here, and this is my fancy hotel room, and we're gonna find out if anything in here is spying on me. What does this have to do with survival and prepping stuff? Well, not too much, but government surveillance, and if you're in a hostile area, or. So this is a CC308 Plus. It is absolutely ancient, but it still works, and these are actually still for sale. These are really solid, good battery, moderately okay Chinese, construction with typical Chinese cringe graphics. But it will detect any kind of wireless transmission from 100 megahertz, which is shockingly low, to 3000 megahertz, which is 3 gigahertz. So 2.4 gigahertz, that's what most stuff's going to be. Some might still use like 900, and some other stuff will be lower. So this pretty much picks up everything except I said this is really old. I think when this was invented, 5 gigahertz devices didn't exist. And some of the new cell phones on 5G are much higher. We're talking 40 to 80 gigahertz, so you won't be picking those up. But for everything else, this is pretty good. And if you want to punch through multiple walls, you're going to need a low frequency anyway. So I don't think we'll be finding any spy cameras above 3000 megahertz. It's not impossible, but if you can find a new one, cool. Otherwise, these things are like $13. Also, obviously not sponsored. So here's the box. Here's the wonderful Chinese instructions. Here's the charger, and here's how you turn it on. So it's got sensitivity, volume or not, and then a charger port. It's got a glint detector, which we'll get into that. But this is the antenna. It's just pretty nice. So if I were to turn this up, we're just gonna find the Wi-Fi here. There we go. And you can put it on mute, it'll just vibrate, or it'll whine really annoying. So I turn the sensitivity usually just below ambient, but in this room that's not going to work very well, so I'm actually going to turn it all the way down. You would not normally need to do that, but the Wi-Fi in this place is actually abnormally strong. So let's just go to my laptop, which is actively downloading something right now, and it is a member of the Wi-Fi. So if that's not true, you're not going to get much transmission, but I happen to know that the antenna is right here on it, so there you go. Wow. That is not playing. By the way, if you're wondering how sensitive this is, and it's done loading. And then if I want to load more, there's the download, and then it turns off. So I just wanted to demonstrate that because you can only pick up things that are actively transmitting, not just things that have a wireless device in it. So what do we scan? Well, this coffee maker might be a little suspect, right? You might think, no, that's a Cuisinart. Why would it? But you could put something in this. It could be a counterfeit. It could be a decoy. That is typically what this kind of stuff is. And of course, my own... Oh, wow. Yeah, my own cell phone charger. This has like a wire detector. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but like basically you probably pick up the EM off of it if you're close enough. This doesn't actually have wireless capabilities. That's what I don't like about this model, but it's generally pretty good. So the microwave, who knows? We're getting a little bit of ambient even at minimum. There is Wi-Fi everywhere here. We're in a big city, unfortunately, but now if you actually just touch something, you're gonna get a reading no matter what, so don't do that. But yeah, nothing here. So in theory, a spy device would have power. So here's a source of power, and there are many spy devices, recording devices, video devices that can fit into a light bulb. Now with a shade around it, who knows, but let's test it. No, nothing there. Now, of course, the shade wouldn't do it. It would be the bulb. But yeah, we're not getting much of anything. So one of the most common spy cameras that people use and buy and have gotten busted with are smoke alarm ones, because who pays attention to those? So, we're testing this. I'm getting so much ambient I had to shrink the antenna, but yeah, this thing would be glowing if it was actually on. And then we've got the actual fire sprinkler, because why not? Now, you're probably not going to remove the factory one and put in your own because there's water hooked up to that. And yes, that says don't hang anything from it. People are that stupid. But let's test it. Yep, a whole lot of nothing up here. But of course there are two of them, and what if one's real and one's stuck to the wall? It's a replica. They found out what model it is, and then they put in a fake one with a camera lens in it. Might as well test every single one. Yep, whole lot of nothing. So anything that looks like a screw, a mounting screw, you can tell that is a screw. There is, it's metal, there's nothing behind it, but if there's this nice classy black cover on it to make it look less industrial, be very suspicious of it and test it. So this one was interesting. Getting readings all over this area. Huh. So this was the first one I tested, and look at this. One of the bulbs is missing. That's interesting. Let's see, that's a supply of AC power right there. So you can make something that has a light and also a camera in it. I've seen them, they exist. So there is nothing in there, but I did scrutinize this more closely. Then I thought, wait a minute, let's just do this the easy way. So now it's unplugged and it's behind me. And the empty zone is getting all kinds of readings. There's something along the wall. I don't know. It's just something about here. Maybe an access point is pointed this way. It's just singing over here. It just is what it is. So this is where things get a little complicated. This could be a smart TV. I mean, yeah, we're getting something off it. If there's something embedded in this, well, I wouldn't know about it. A lot of the smart TVs do have webcams, not usually the hotel models, but I don't know. I didn't even switch this thing on. Could just unplug it. But if you don't care about audio recording, I have a much better idea. I think it looks better that way anyway. Well, let's check the DVD player, which this probably is going to light up if it's a smart one. Well, there's something over here, but I'm just getting too close to the metal. This thing has issues with metal. I'll get into why that is. It's almost entirely a problem in commercial buildings. But for now, I think this is clear. We're not getting anything like from it. And if you're really concerned, just unplug it. Well, if you really want to ruin your day, go type in alarm clock spy camera on eBay or Amazon. Let's see. Nope, not this one. Absolutely dead nothing. But lamps, like I said, if it plugs in, there could be something in the base. Who knows? Not usually. It's a familiar model, but that's kind of the point. So, whole lot of nothing. So this picture frame could have a very large amount of batteries behind it and then some little thing in the frame, but you'd almost see it. It would be so obvious. If you see like 4 little symmetric studs or just one center thing that looks like it might be something it hangs by, that could be a lens. Usually a lens will be covered with like a semi-gloss black cover. And it'll look like some kind of fancy fastening screw. That's almost always what it is. But, you know, whole lot of nothing. A phone or a USB charging hub, absolutely that could have something in it, not to mention the lamp. And that should not have any kind of Wi-Fi, so let's test it here. Nope, nothing. Absolutely dead nothing. The phone, nope. Okay. And the lamp, we're getting absolutely 0. Checking this lamp, because you never know. Ooh, there it is. I knew it was going to happen eventually. What we're getting is a bounce off the metal, so here's one that'll really freak you out. I'll just skip right to the worst one. So I checked the shower head, nothing in there. Checking that in a second, check the bar, there's nothing there. This right here, if somebody was going to put an illegal spy device, they'd probably put it in the shower or near it or in the bathroom. So how about we test this real quick? Huh. Oh, wow. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So what's basically happening is that this is a metal focusing dish that's reflecting other signals. It's really just that simple. It's acting like a satellite dish amplifier. Oh, that, or it has a spy camera in it. One of the two, but I checked for lenses, there's nothing. It's just metal, it is what it is. Anything metal is going to get some bounce. In fact, this is probably going to get some. Yep. So what you'll commonly see is coat hangers like this. There's some kind of, a towel rack or whatever. Somebody will just slap it on the wall. You haven't seen 10 other rooms. You don't know what they're supposed to be. And one of them has a lens in it. Real simple. And then they just go to wiring, or they got a battery. It's big enough. Some cleaning crew person, swaps the batteries out, grabs the SD card. Yeah, it's almost always this or a fake electronic device like a clock. So this remote control, let's test this. It already has batteries in it, and it has like a little, aperture on the front there. No, we're getting nothing off that. Okay, but this is a good excuse to check the glint tester. So in case something is hardwired, it could be hardwired to a network, not even using Wi-Fi. Well, then how do you find it? Well, you resort to the glint tester to find anything that's reflective. So that would be this little lens. You look through it, and everything is red. So you press that button to turn on the light, and then look for anything that's reflective. And to the human eye, it'll be really obvious. So there is the infrared LED right there. Let's see if the camera will pick this up. Probably not. But, oh yeah. Oh yes, you can see that. That is the glint of any kind of glass or shiny acrylic or just something clear, something highly reflective. It is so obvious that there is something there, and that could be a camera aperture right there. So it's just a nice convenient device, and I'll tell you, hotel rooms are actually the worst to check, especially if you're in a big city. I'm across from like two other hotels. There is Wi-Fi everywhere. I think I can pick up about 50 networks from here. There's so much interference that everything metal is just bouncing RF off of it. So there's not much I can do about that. A lot of false positives, but there are better detectors than this with a higher range of sensitivity. But one thing to keep in mind is the glint detector is really nice because what if it doesn't transmit on a network? What if there is no receiver? What if there's just this tiny little device? Like I even have a pen. It's actually just a full-size pen, micro SD, camera, battery, done. That doesn't transmit anything. Doesn't even have a wireless adapter of any kind in it. It just is local recording. You'll never pick that up even with like an EM meter because it runs at just milliwatts. That's where the glint detector comes in. So if it's a camera with a glint hider, okay, but like, where even are you then? I mean, you'd kind of see that. A glint hider, I mean, you can look it up. I think because of YouTube's rules, I can't outline too much how it is, but military snipers use them. It just suppresses the glass reflection so that you don't give away your position with your big giant gun scope. Not going to say how they work or where to get them, that's just what they are. But remember, if it runs on batteries and it's not plugged in, or if it runs on Wi-Fi and it is or isn't plugged in, either way, this will find the wireless, but the ones that aren't, you can find it with the glint detector, and the other ones, they at least have to be pointed in a sensitive area. So if you just kind of use your brain, look around, and check what's plugged into what, and if it's not plugged into the wall, someone has to come get it and swap out the memory card and recharge the batteries. So hopefully that helps you out. If you want to pick one of these up, like I said, they're like 13 bucks. They're just around. There's better ones than this, and this isn't sponsored. But this one's pretty tough, and it's pretty good, and I like it. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.